Pearson, DriveRight, 11th edition, Chapter 8, Managing Distractions, Lesson 8.1, Driver Inattention and Distractions. Drivers who reach for items on the dash or in the glove compartment, eat or drink while driving, tune the radio, or chat on a cell phone are inattentive drivers. According to the NHTSA, driver inattention is a major factor in most crashes and near crashes. In one study, it was determined that 80% of crashes and at least 65% of near crashes involve some form of driver inattention within 3 seconds prior to the crash. Driver inattention and distracted driving. Driving is a complex task. Safe driving requires drivers to stay focused on the driving task. When a driver's awareness and focus drift to anything other than the driving task, it's called driver inattention. Drivers who are inattentive may look but not see conflicts ahead or around their vehicles. Driver inattention may be unintentional. Fatigue, for example, is usually not an intentional physical condition, yet fatigue often causes drivers' attention to drift away from the driving task. When an event, person, activity, or object draws a driver's attention away from the driving task, it is an example of distracted driving. Distraction occurs when a driver chooses to do something that is not necessary to the driving task. The key difference between driver distraction and driver inattention is that the driver distraction is caused by an event that directs the focus of a driver away from the driving task. If a drink falls out of its holder and spills onto the floor while a driver is making a turn, the driver is likely to become distracted, as he or she quickly focuses on the falling cup rather than the turn. Having taken his or her eyes off the road, the driver will most likely have to make a dangerous unplanned steering recovery, which has the potential to conflict with other vehicles. Driver inattention, on the other hand, does not necessarily deal with the specific event. Distraction classifications. The NHTSA groups drivers' distractions into either those that occur inside the vehicle or those that occur outside the vehicle. These distractions fall into 4 categories: cognitive, visual, auditory, and biomechanical. Cognitive distractions. A cognitive distraction is when your mind is lost in thought or in a daydream. Talking on a cell phone while driving is a cognitive distraction. You are not focusing mentally on the primary task of driving. Visual distractions. A visual distraction is anything that causes you to take your eyes off the roadway ahead, as shown in Figure 2. Auditory distractions. Any distraction caused by sounds are auditory distractions. A crying child or a siren can easily divert a driver's attention away from the driving task. Biomechanical distractions. Any mechanical act not specifically related to driving that is performed by a driver is a biomechanical distraction. Biomechanical distractions include pushing a button, turning a dial, or picking up a CD or soft drink. There are things you can do when driving to avoid being distracted. If you are fatigued, stop and stretch or switch drivers. Limit conversations with passengers. Avoid emotional conversations. Read the owner's manual to understand how to work the controls and any particular features in the car. Adjust your seat, mirrors, and radio presets before entering traffic. Take control of the environment inside your vehicle by setting rules for passengers and securing loose objects. After all, not only are your life and a vehicle at stake, but so are those of the others.